Hello, Booktube. I have recently, or had recently, made a video on that took place here at the library, and we had a benefactor who's been sending us books, and it's very exciting. I went through a little bit of how we prepare them and how we catalog them, and I had gotten a comment and an offer from another person who was interested in helping out a little bit with the library's collection, and that's always a wonderful, wonderful thing. We're very small, rural library, as I mentioned before, and years ago we had, it was before I got here, 3 or 4 years ago, maybe a little longer than that, there had been a mildew mold problem. Bad news in the library. And I'm not sure what the whole story was, but a large collection of the books were lost. I still have people tell me how heartbreaking it was to see the dumpster out front and all that history, all those books, all the stories being thrown away. And a lot of our new construction on the building stems from that. I think they had books down in the basement. That we no longer do that. So we're in the process of adding a children's addition of room and an office downstairs. It's all insulated to be a little different. And taking advantage of every square inch we have up here. So when this second benefactor, and I won't say who it was without their permission, a Booktube person offered to also join in and help out a little bit. He asked me what we might be interested in, and I said, well, oddly enough, what we lost were a lot of the classics. And with a bequest, we were able to reconstitute much of the American classics, many of them, through the Library of America, a program they run. So, you know, like I've got all the Steinbeck now. I was able to easily do that, and all the, you know, the Herman Melville, the Mark Twain, that type of thing. And then the history also in Parkman and constitutional debates and World War II reporting, all those sorts of things with one program and one publisher we were able to do. But where we weren't able to do it was with English literature. And we didn't have a single source that we could target a library. The Library of America is a library. And we didn't have a single source for the English classics we had lost. And if anybody knows of one out there, please let me know. But I don't know of anything like Library of America for Britain. So this gentleman said, well, what sort of things are you looking for? I said, well, we're looking for Austen, Hardy, you know, all the classics of English literature that you would expect your local library to have. We don't have tons of shelf space. So I got my first box from this individual, and I'll send him out, write him a letter today of our thanks. And they're perfectly chosen, and for several reasons. And I wanted to show them to you, and as a way of expressing my gratitude, and also to show you how we look at these things. And some of these points I did not mention to our benefactor. He seemed to know, which we greatly appreciate. And one of the people, I said, let me do this here. I'll shift these around a little bit to make it easier, because I want to make a point here. One of the people I said, I have no Jane Austen. I'm a public library with no Jane Austen. And so I said, any Jane Austen would be great. Well, he sent me 2, and they're both complete. And this is the Modern Library Jane Austen. Wonderful, hardbound. Let's see, Modern Library in New York, and there's not really a date here, but it has, and it's a solid thing, which is nice for a library. It has Sense and Sensibility, Pride and Prejudice, Mansfield Park, Emma, Northanger Abbey, and Persuasion. And he gave us another choice here. This is quite beautiful. This is the Penguin Classics Deluxe Edition. I'm going to even do that, get a little less glare. This is like that period of time, samples of wallpaper, which I think is sort of cool. Has a introduction by Karen Joy Fowler. And again, this one has introduction suggested for further reading and notes on the text. And it has Sense and Sensibility, Pride and Prejudice, Mansfield Park, Emma, Northanger Abbey, Persuasion, Lady Susan. So a few more. And the nice thing about that is in the complete volumes like this, with a small library, I can process it, put it up, either hard or soft cover, or both. And I have a whole library taking up this much shelf space in a public library. I'm probably going to get somebody in who wants to read Jane Austen, as opposed to just a single one of the novels. But if I do have somebody who just wants to catch up and read one of the novels, they can obviously take the volume. Very, very nice. So we were thrilled at how that was chosen. And then it was done again with the next person I had mentioned, and that was Thomas Hardy, and this is wonderful. Again, the same thing. Not a lot of space on the shelf for a little library. And yet now that somebody comes in and says, do you have Thomas Hardy? Which is horribly embarrassing as a librarian to say, I don't have Thomas Hardy. We have in one volume, small library, limited shelf space, we have in one volume, taking up this much space, Far from the Madding Crowd, Return of the Native, and The Mayor of Casterbridge. Absolutely wonderful. This is the collected novels of Thomas Hardy, and this is the Modern Library again, and this is 1994, Random House. So, with very little space, we're able to meet the public's need with 3 novels, all of them important novels, and wonderful. And then finally I said we'd had a couple Dickens. I don't even remember if I told him which ones we had, but he picked out 2 of them for us, which is also good to have. We have the Christmas stuff, I think, but he picked out 2 we don't have, which is great. Nice, solid hardcover editions. The Old Curiosity Shop and Oliver Twist. And they have the Book of the Month Club. Very well made, 1998 from there. The nice thing, it has each one has introductions by Andrew Lang. This one has original illustrations. See if I can find one here, which make the you gotta have when you read Dickens. And that was Old Curiosity Shop. The Oliver Twist has the introduction by Andrew Lang again, but it has the George Cruikshank illustrations. So in one box, let me figure this out here. In one box, he sent us 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I'll just count one of the Jane Austens. I'll count one with a few more in it. Let's see, what did they say? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 books. 12 novels. And when we're going to put both out because I'm actually hoping we get some readers for these Jane Austen. 12 novels in one box. By judiciously choosing something that just works for this little teeny library. It's just so nice, and these Dickens, I love the covers of them. So let me see if I can put them up here for you to see. So we're very thankful. I'll send him a thank you note. He sent me a handwritten note with the box. It came yesterday. I've been under the weather a little bit, but starting to get back into things. And I came in today, but they actually called me from the library yesterday and said that the box had arrived. So it was very exciting. And they're good. They'll go right into the collection. We're very excited to have them. Thank you, and thank you, BookTube.